Now we're going to move to the Tories. Leading her party into the election for the European Parliament was the last thing Theresa May wanted to be doing. But with the UK still a member of the EU, they are indeed going ahead. Well, occupying the second position on the Conservatives' list of candidates in the South East is NIRJ DEVA, who's been an MEP for the South East since 1999. And before that was an MP in London between 1992 and 1997. He joins us in the studio now. Thank you very much for joining us. Why should anyone who wants us out the EU vote Conservative? You failed to deliver.
Well, I'll tell you why. But just before I say that, I've just heard the shortest suicide note in political history being uttered by the Liberal Party. Bollocks to 17 million of the highest number of votes who wanted to leave the EU. Yeah. We are the party that is going to have to deliver.
Well, you haven't yet. That's my point.
Haven't. No, we haven't.
3 years on, people are getting frustrated with you.
Yet delivered, because the House of Commons is thwarting the Conservative Party. The House of Commons, members of other parties, not Conservative members, majority of members of other parties are thwarting the will of the British people. And our Prime Minister is trying her best.
Right,
now,
so why? My original question to you was, why should anyone who wants us to leave as soon as possible vote for you?
Because we are the only people who can deliver it. The UKIP cannot deliver Brexit in the House of Commons by sitting in the European Parliament.
Look what's happened in the Commons. Have you been watching? Nothing's happened. We've reached complete paralysis. People are frustrated. They're going to look at the Brexit Party or UKIP and think, actually, I want to show the Conservatives that I want them to get on with it.
Immediately
and this is the best way
after
of
the
doing
referendum, the Prime Minister had a general election to increase the number of Conservative votes that we should have had in the House of Commons to deliver Brexit, instead of which the country didn't give us that majority. So we are now struggling with a smaller majority to try and deliver what we promised. But we have not backed off. We haven't left the stage as the Liberals have done, nor it appears the Labour Party is doing. Yesterday, Mr. Farage said something quite remarkable. He said the Labour Party is now the Remain Party. If the Labour Party is the Remain Party, and they are the Remain Party...
We'll talk to Labour about that in a minute.
Okay. The Conservative Party is the only Brexit party that can deliver in the House of Commons. UKIP has not a single vote, single MP in the House of Commons.
Last time I looked, by the way, you didn't have a majority in the House of Commons. But anyway, you haven't got a manifesto either for the EU election. So what policies are you standing on? How should people choose whether to vote for you?
Our manifesto is simple. We want to deliver Brexit as fast as possible. Please, members of the House of Commons, please support the will of the British people and deliver it.
Let's hope they're watching. If you do end up there for another 5 years, and the way things are going, it's a possibility. You must
no.
What will you do? I mean, you just heard me ask Anthony about what, in practical terms, you can achieve in the European Parliament.
Well, we can protect, as we have continued to protect, British interests in the European Parliament on legislation that comes in front of the European Parliament. We expect to leave by October. Till October, there is some work still left to do, and when the assent comes to the European Parliament, when the deal is agreed and we are all ready to go, we have to support it. So that's our job.
Now, what did you make of comments Maria Caulfield, the Conservative MP for Lewis and prominent Brexiteer, gave in an interview to BBC 5 Live this week? I don't know if you heard it, but she said she won't be campaigning to help you and fellow Conservative candidates get elected. In fact, she implied she might not even vote Conservative. What's your message to her?
I would be very doubtful if Maria does that, because Maria is a friend of mine.
I listened to the interview.
We worked together.
She stopped short of saying that she would definitely vote for her own party. This is a Conservative MP, so frustrated over Brexit. She might not vote for you.
A misunderstanding. She's a Conservative MP. She's very loyal to the party. She also knows that if she votes for, as she will, she's voting for Dan Hannan and me, and we are Brexiteers. Dan Hannan, of all people, is the person who led the Brexit campaign.
Yes, he's been a regular guest on this programme.
Before Mr. Farage was around.
Would a change of leadership in your party help the situation, the paralysis we just discussed at Westminster?
Well, I don't know whether changing our leader is going to give the people in the House of Commons the common sense to get on with the job. It is other parties who are obstructing the Tories.
You want us to leave the EU, but looking at your biography, you've had a very successful career as an MEP, haven't you? You were nominated for president back in 2011. You've travelled the world as chairman of the Parliament's delegation for the Korean Peninsula. You're also on its Foreign Affairs Committee. You presumably believe it's a force for good in the world.
I have no doubt that European Parliament is a force for doing some good things. I spend most of my time in the European Parliament trying to bring peace between North and South Korea. I did a lot of work on overseas international aid and humanitarian work when people have been suffered hurricanes, earthquakes,
And yet
starvation.
you seem happy for us to leave.
Yes, because we can do it ourselves here far better.
OK, I'm going to leave it there for now. Thank you very much.